Dr. Filippini has helped thousands of patients, but he's never seen such great results as he has in the last couple of years. This is due to individualized treatment programs that fit each patient's needs and budget. Depending on the treatment, insurance may cover some or even all of your program. Call Dr. Filippini at 925-999-4067 to get in on his $39 exam special, or visit DanvilleDiscDoctor.com for more information. That's 925-999-4067 or DanvilleDiscDoctor.com.
Hi, Doug Andrew here. 4 questions. Did you or someone you know lose money in the market in 2008? Do you think a crash like that will happen again? Do you want to have what happened to your money last time happen again? What are you doing differently to prevent that? If your retirement savings are invested in the market, reposition that money and protect it from losses sooner than later. Learn how to make money safely with little to no downside risk. Join us for one of 5 Retire by Design workshops. We're coming to teach free workshops in San Mateo, Mountain View, Livermore, Alamo, and Granite Bay, Wednesday through Friday, March 15th through the 17th. Call now to register and get details. 1-888-73-RADIO. That's 1-888-73-RADIO, which is 1-888-737-2340. 1-888-737-2346.
Talk Radio 560 KSFO San Francisco, KSAN HD2 San Mateo, a Cumulus media station.
It's not over yet. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, as multiple investigations continue into the traffic stop beating of Tyree Nichols in Memphis. Another officer is in trouble, suspended now.
5 officers are already charged with murder. Now Officer Preston Hemphill is being relieved of duty as Tennessee State investigators continue their work. Hemphill is not yet fired or criminally charged.
Fox's Evan Brown. There have been protests around the country following Friday night's release of video footage from the confrontation. Nichols died 3 days after the beating. The number is still rising from a suicide bombing at a mosque. Taliban official is claiming responsibility. The mosque in Peshawar houses police headquarters in a high security zone, so it's not clear yet how the bomber gained access, killing at least 59 people, wounding more than 100. Pakistan has had a surge in militant attacks since November, when the Pakistani Taliban ended a ceasefire with government forces. A message of support for Israel from Secretary of State Antony Blinken visiting Jerusalem.
Standing next to Israel's Prime Minister, Antony Blinken said America's commitment to Israeli security remains ironclad, and met in the shadow of a terrorist attack that killed 7 worshippers outside a synagogue on Friday, and amid an increase in violence that's seen 35 Palestinians killed in Israeli raids so far this year. That's not all they talked about.
Iran must never be allowed to acquire deepening cooperation to confront and counter Iran's destabilizing activities.
On Tuesday, Mr. Blinken meets Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Johnson & Johnson says it continues to stand behind the safety challenge and appeals court rejection of an effort to resolve lawsuits in bankruptcy. America is listening to Fox News.
Inflation is nothing more than a legal form of theft, because with every new round of money printing, the value of your 401k or IRA is decreased through the dilution of the money supply. Dr. Ron Paul, and while you still can, I highly recommend you consider physical gold for your retirement account. Why? Because gold provides real wealth preservation that can withstand anything. Even better, with a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group, you pay no penalties or taxes when you fund. To learn more, text the word PROTECT to 989898. And my friend from Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRA. Birch Gold is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text PROTECT to 989898 to request your free info kit on gold IRAs right now.
This report is sponsored by CalHope.org.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. CalHope can help. CalHope's free and secure mental health resources. Call 833-317-4673. or live chat at calhope.org.
We've all felt left out. And for people who move to this country, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Edward Brown here to tell you about our new show on KSFO on Saturdays at 6 a.m. The Real Estate Mastermind Live, a radio show for real estate investors who want to learn from different leading industry experts. Learn how to raise more capital, close bigger deals, scale your own portfolio, and more. Hosted by me, Edward Brown, Investor Relations at Pacific Private Money, along with Seti Gershberg and Jay Tannenbaum, the owners of Scottsdale Real Estate Investments. Join us every week on the Real Estate Mastermind Live at 6 a.m. on KSFO every Saturday. You won't want to miss it.
A few Republican governors have recently shared some of their illegal immigrants with Democratic areas, like where one of our Barack Obama has 30 acres. Just take 15 of them, build a beautiful city for illegal immigrants on Martha's Vineyard, and give them the beauty that Obama has every day. And he can keep half the property for himself. Just ask him for half. Good luck with that. Oh, that's right. Liberals are only how can I forget that? Hannity, noon to 3 on your radio. 560 KSFO. We'll take a look at KSFO traffic after this. This report is sponsored by .com.
Hi, I'm Kyle. My company is Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 to provide custom blinds, shades, and shutters at affordable prices. Our blinds are easy to install and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive professional. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Stop and go traffic at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, 80 West. Those metering lights are on. There's just a little bit of a delay at the toll, but things are still slow up the incline to Highway 101. Orinda, 24 westbound at Wilder Road. We have a vehicle on fire over on the shoulder. The fire department is responding. Expect that right lane to be shut down while they handle it. That's traffic. Green.
This report is sponsored by S&G Carpet. S&G showrooms feature the area's largest selection of flooring, plus free take-home samples, free in-home consultations, and free estimates backed by their no-surprise guarantee. SGCarpet.com for the nearest showroom or to have their mobile showroom come to you.
Managing your online presence takes time. Overwhelm even the savviest business. So, meet Cumulus Boost. We're experts at boosting the online presence of businesses of every type. We make sure potential customers can easily find you and really like what they find. Your website, online listings, consumer reviews, and more. Cumulus Boost. Online at CUMULUSboost.com.
From the NYPD to the Secret Service to behind the microphone, taking the fight to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Dan Bongino Show.
I believe it's the first time we've spoken on my radio show. Certainly not the first time we've spoken, however, or interviewed. A real American patriot, a guy who's really got the shaft by the deep state himself. Lieutenant General Mike Flynn. General, welcome to the show. We appreciate your time.
Hey, Dan, thanks very much for having me on. I think this is the first time I've listened to your radio show, so thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So you have been the victim of probably the biggest deep state plot of all. I want you just to lay out, I'm going to lay out my theory about you while you're here. And I want you to tell me where I'm going wrong and why you were such a danger to what we call the deep state. I don't really care what people call deep state. It doesn't matter. But there is a crew of people on the inside who clearly hated you. So you ran the DIA, one of the largest intelligence operations and most important anywhere in the world. You were a senior intelligence official in the administration. We know you objected to the Iran deal, which probably drew the ire of a lot of people in Obama's team who thought dealing with the Iranians somehow was a good idea. And secondly, you've exposed a lot of the failures in the community as a senior, and I mean senior intelligence official yourself. You weren't afraid to say, hey, here's where we're going wrong. Is that what's made you a target since about 2015 of deep state people who seem to want to do anything to shut you up and make you go away?
Line there, Dan, and there's a few other areas that have to do with black other operations. operations that the nation is involved in that they knew I was aware of, and probably would have, as a national security advisor, would have exposed, and certainly would have in some cases stopped because they're just. Those are a couple of the key areas that why they came after me.
Hoax Spygate thing where you're obviously a central figure for all the wrong reasons, and one of the reasons I find your story particularly fascinating is Barack Obama, when he speaks to Donald Trump during this transition period, there's only one individual he mentions by name, according to reports. I wasn't in the room, but there's a lot of reporting out. And that individual is you. He was so concerned about you being Donald Trump's national security advisor that your specific name came up. This guy was really scared of you getting in the Trump administration and breaking the deep state down.
Yeah, and two names actually, me and Kim Jong-un from North Korea. So
right. That
story has been told, and I would just say that again. I was twice appointed by Barack Obama to two really important jobs: National Intelligence Office, and also, as you mentioned, the Director of the Defense Intelligence Agency, and twice fully confirmed by the United States Senate. And then a year later, they're going after me. Very, very hard, and part of it is because of what I knew and what I was asking the intelligence community to provide, especially once Donald Trump won the 2016 presidency, and then I was appointed as a national security advisor. Obviously, the things that you do as a national security advisor, what you have responsibility for and oversight of. One of the things I have said, Dan, that had I stayed in that role as national security advisor to the United States, there would have never been a Mueller investigation. So I don't say that loosely. I say that very matter-of-factly because for instance, those types of FISA requests come across the national security advisor's desk.
It says no turn red, and he's turning.
Departed the White House, and I say this very pointedly, there would have the likelihood of no Mueller investigation. I want your audience to understand that. That's a huge statement. There would have been no Mueller investigation had I not left the White House the way I did. And I don't blame. If I was to blame Donald Trump, I probably wouldn't be talking. I know exactly what we're up against, Dan. I know what we're facing. But one of the reasons why I think I'm on your show today, and we can talk about it here, is some other things become exposed because of information that's come out. But there is a real effort by a sort of globalist elite, if you will, to take over the United States of America. And frankly, Donald Trump got in the way. And in 2016, when the shock around the world, I think it was the 8th of November that year, Donald Trump won the United States presidency, and beat the heir-appointed Hillary Clinton. People couldn't believe it, and they then needed to go full bore and try to take him out. So you've been amazing. You and a couple others, that have been really on it from the beginning. And I know your audience knows this. Way, but the story is still unfolding, Dan, and it's because we're learning more and more about things, partially because of these the Twitter files that are now coming out. It comes out through Hunter Biden's laptop, which is just amazing. I mean, it's incredible that what we've learned just from that, and also there are a lot of people that continue to fight these FOIA requests, right? I mean, Tom Fitton is one in Judicial Watch. This information to be broken from the grips of our deep state government. We're going to learn even more, and this story is not being told. What happened to me, I think, is a travesty. I am not going to let it define me. I have stood up for this country for, damn near 3.5